traumatic situation is due to the fact that the child feels that he was taken away from home because he did something, and he is being punished. And when we try to deal with this traumatic situation, eventually children would not cooperate with us because, as I said, they don't believe us, they don't trust us, they are afraid of us. Would they think that we are different than any other adult whom they knew in their life? And here we need, and here I'm coming to the project that we request your help with. Here we come to some means of a bridge. We need a bridge. We need some mechanism in order to approach these children in a non-threatening way. Now, what we learned is that pet therapy is one of the most effective way to build this bridge. Because if you look at a rabbit, or you look at a dog or a horse, this is a human, not a human being, but a living creature, a creature which expresses feelings, a creature which is able to love you, to get your love, to communicate, not in a human language, but definitely there is a language where we communicate with animals. But at the same time, being able to communicate and love and be loved by this creature, but at the same time, this is not a human being. And he is not as threatening as human beings that this child knows. So what we do, we will come into a room and we will come with a rabbit, or we'll come with a dog. Dogs who are many times trained, especially in order to do a kind of psychotherapy. Now, we send the dog goes in front of us. The dog is the one who started communication. And since the dog can communicate both with the child, and the child might be 4 years old, 5 years old, or 17 years old, the dog can communicate with the child in a non-threatening way. And then the dog comes to me, and the dog hugs me, and I can hug the dog, and the child would learn that eventually maybe I'm not that bad as they thought. So this is one thing, one way to use the pet therapy. Another way is the child in the shelter would get a rabbit, which is his rabbit, his or her rabbit, and the child needs to take, to be responsible for this animal. The child would feed the animal, would hug, would nurture, would play with, would take care of this animal, and this gives the child a sense of importance. Somebody needs me. Somebody relates to me. I'm important for somebody. And this is another kind of a bridge that we send, because I cannot give the child any. You wouldn't believe me when I say you are important. But when he can realize that he or she is important to this rabbit, this is like a new word for him, a new concept, a new spectrum that the child would feel. Now, let me give you an example of what happened with one of the children and a rabbit. The rabbit was bitten by some other rabbit. I don't know by whom, but there was a wound, and it needed the rabbit needed medical attention. And we took the rabbit to a vet who made an operation and put a cast on the rabbit leg. And somebody approached me and said, you can buy 500 rabbits for the amount of money that you paid the vet in order to take care of this rabbit. And I said, yes, but what would be the message that I send to this child? If something went wrong with the rabbit, you just let him die or let him suffer. What I wanted to teach this child that if the rabbit suffers the way you do, you will get all the help in order to go to the vet, to pay the vet, to get all the help needed in order for this child for this rabbit. And you see, well, never mind. If it would have been in Hebrew, it would be much easier for me. But this is like a little story of how important can a rabbit be for a child who this rabbit sometimes is the only living soul whom he trusts and whom he feels that belongs to him, that care about him, that he cares about the rabbit. And from here, it takes weeks and weeks, but from here, we are able to build up a new experience of two souls getting together, caring about each other, and of two, I wouldn't say people at this point, but really two living souls that have like mutual memories, that are able to communicate, that care about each other. Now, if it takes 1 week, another week, 1 month and another month, eventually we give a therapeutic experience, and gradually the child would be able and willing to communicate with me or with the therapist, and just take the experience from the rabbit to the therapist, and then from the therapist maybe to his sibling, eventually sometimes to his parents.